Alright, baby! It's time for the last episode of the first Phoenix Wright game. At least I'm pretty sure it's the last episode. That's what I've read. So I took a look online just to see kind of what sort of time frame we're looking at here. The walkthrough said 7 hours. So, probably not going to be doing all of it tonight, but we'll try and get a decent bit in. So, right here, Rise from the Ashes. A1 investigation. Let's see what we got going on here. Alright. It's a knife! Get down! Whoa. 2 knives? How could this be possible? The doll. Mia? Is that you? You can't do that. You're dead. It's been 2 months since Maya left the office. 2 months without a single child. Ooh, that's not good, Phoenix. You kinda need those. I had offers, but none I took. Okay, are we that picky? Because I remember last time we were on a mission, we were talking about how fucking poor we were. So is it really good for us to be like, nah, I'm not gonna take that one? That is, till the day that girl showed up. Not good for the business. Exactly. Why do I come here to the office every day? It's not like I want to work. Don't know what voice to do. I gotta get a read on a face here, so we're just gonna read this in our... This is basically how it goes all the time. If I don't see a face and I have to guess a voice, I'm not even gonna try. Why put in the effort when I might have to, like, 180 it right after? There you are, finally. Oh boy, what voice do I do for her, huh? This is the worst part of it, you know? Like, whenever like a female shows up on screen, I have to think, okay, how do I not recycle like every voice I've used so far? I guess we'll just go more Maya, you know? Maya's gone right now, so... She won't mind if I borrow her voice a little bit, right? Right? Yeah, we're good.
Where have you been? My sister's trial is tomorrow.
Who are you?
It doesn't matter who I am. It only matters who you are. The famous defense attorney, Mia Fey.
My sister in Christ, she's been dead for months. How have you... This isn't it. This is Phoenix and Co-Law offices. This isn't fucking Faye and Co... What? Who are you? Do I look like a Mia? No, I got spiky hair. You realizing your mistake now? Are we on...
Oh, you're not Mia Fey, are you?
No. No, I'm not. Thank you for bringing up my dead mentor, though. Really appreciate it. I'm sorry, but Miss Mia Fey no longer works here.
So you are the coffee boy?
I'm Phoenix Wright, a defense attorney.
Right. Wait, you're the Phoenix Wright? The Phoenix Wright from the Edgeworth murder case?
Yes, that's correct. Wasn't Edgeworth who was murdered, though.
That's a relief then. You're better than nobody.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I'm not taking cases right now.
But you are Phoenix Wright, right?
Better than being known for the butts case. Look, I'll be known for whatever case anybody comes to me for, you know? Like, if they're like, hey, you're that butts guy, I'm like, yep, sure. You got work? But, I guess I'm not Phoenix, you know what I mean? Like, dude, you need the money. Exactly! How am I even, like, affording the offices? Did Mia have, like, a fucking, a hidden vault of money that's like, if I die, use this to keep the offices going, nothing else. If fucking that bitch ass Phoenix Wright comes in here, tries to take a share of it, tell him no, work his way up. The undefeated
The undefeated defense attorney?
Look, I'm not accepting any new cases. I'm sorry, but you'll have to try somewhere else.
Please! I'm out of time.
But...
Please, you have to help. It's my sister.
Huh? Huh? Maya? Could it be? Okay, I'll hear you out.
Really? Thank you so much. My name's Emma Skye. I'm a scientific investigator.
Gotta get off them shrooms, he's hallucinating. Like, I'd be with you, but we literally have ghosts in this universe, so like, I really don't blame him. Not just ghosts, but like actual possessions. Like, Mia body jacked Maya at least 4 times, and it's actively changed Maya's physiology. So in this universe, like, if something weird happens, my first thing isn't, hey, shrooms. At least if you're, okay, I guess there's a caveat, right? We know that it works because we were with Maya, who was a spirit medium. If we were just like some Joe Schmo, I don't think they're like too trusting of it. Scientific investigator? Okay. You gotta elaborate. Emma, was it? So, you're a scientific investigator?
Yes, that's right. Is something wrong?
No, it's just seem kind of jumpy. Or maybe just young?
Young? I'll be 16 years old this year.
You're young. You're basically a baby. I could pinch your cheek right now and go goo goo gaga. Oh, I see. Wait, only 16?
I'm set to be formally assigned to the forensics in 3 more years. My work is becoming quite well known. At my age, no less.
So what exactly is your current position then?
Well, legally speaking, I guess you'd call me an 11th grader. But I'm ready to do my job, at my age, no less.
Great. Another future professional in training. Bro, at 16, I wasn't sitting there like, oh yeah, sign me the fuck up for my job. I was sitting there like, how far can I kick this can down the road? So what's this about a case? You said the trial's tomorrow?
My sister didn't do it. She wouldn't stab someone with a knife. She wouldn't.
So, it's a murder case?
I don't care if there's a witness who saw her do it. She didn't do it. And I know she didn't. It's a scientific fact.
And there's a witness.
Just talk to her. You have to talk to her.
She would stab with 2 knives. She would do some shadow clone jutsu and stab in 2 different locations, it looked like. Right. I suppose I will.
I promised her I'd bring Mia Faye, but...
That's interesting. How would she know Mia? And how would she know Mia isn't dead? Or how would she not know Mia's dead? Sorry, I got my words mixed up. So, you want to be a scientific investigator when you grow up then?
Excuse me? I'm not a child, I'll have you know.
You are. Still, it's good to have a goal, albeit a very unusual one.
I believe investigation should be done scientifically. Don't you?
Yeah. Sure can't fault her for a lack of enthusiasm.
If this case is handled scientifically, I'm sure my sister's name will be cleared.
Your sister?
I've been doing research, you know. I'm developing a new scientific method of a case investigation. And I'll show you when I'm done.
I'm looking forward to it. Guess I should get down to the detention center and talk to her sister. But one question.
My sister asked for Mia specifically. This Mia Fey person was a few years below her in school.
So they went to the same school, huh?
She always told me to go to Mia if I ever needed a defense attorney. And, well, I need one.
Incidentally, Mia is a woman.
Now that you mention it, I guess it is more of a woman's name than a man's.
Well, it's nice of you to help your sister out like this. You must be close.
Well, actually, when she gets like she is now, I kinda hate her.
What? Like what? Convicted of murder? Yeah, I'd get a little uppity if I was convicted of murder too, so like, I don't know if I could blame her.
But she's my only family.
Your only family? What about your parents? Phoenix, I feel like we've been through this before. Oh, there we go. Let's dig up that. Good job, Phoenix.
They died in a car accident when I was little.
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you like to see my defense attorney badge? See this? It's my attorney's badge.
Ah, well, I've never seen a real one before.
You're the first one who's actually been interested in mine, believe me.
Its composition is mostly silver. The gold plating is flaking a little bit.
She analyzed it scientifically.
There doesn't appear to be any corrosion due to sulfides. I'd give you $50 for it.
Sorry, but it's not for sale. Yet. Alright, I was gonna like look around, but I think it's probably best to, if this one's gonna be a super long case, we probably should get rolling just a little bit here. Alright, where's your sister? I wonder what's wrong with Emma. She got quiet all of a sudden as soon as we arrived. Guard, I thought I told you I don't want visitors. Sorry, ma'am. It's just your sister. No excuses. Or did you not want a raise this year, Understood, ma'am. What was that about? Hey! Turn around! Look me in the eyes, goddammit! I'm your defense attorney!
Hi, Lena. Bunny, I seem to remember specifically telling you not to come here. Perhaps my memory is failing? Look, I didn't want to come here either, okay? But your trial's tomorrow and you still don't have a defense attorney. I'll be the one in court tomorrow. This has nothing to do with you, Emma.
Give me just like 1 second here. I just need a second. Hold up. Let's see. Here we go. Alright. Yep. Let's pull this out. Alright. Do one of these right here. Don't worry, I'll get better at these bits later, I'm sure. Okay, like, the longer it takes, the less this is becoming worth. I'll tell you that. But, trust me, I'm sure it'll be good. There we go. It's kinda similar. Just a little bit. Anyways, back to back to the game.
Isn't that right, Mr. Wright?
Hey, how do you know me?
Mia mentioned you. I've heard quite a bit.
I'm sorry. What exactly is it that you do?
My name is Lana Skye. I'm chief prosecutor for this district.
You're a prosecutor? She looks like a fucking general. 2 sisters, 1 a lawyer. Could this be a coincidence? Emma, Lana. I mean, they're just like.
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright?
Let's talk about the case, shall we?
There's something you should know from the start.
Which is?
The suspect in this case has confessed to the crime.
Huh?
Wait, but the suspect is... me. I did it. Well, Mr. Wright?
Well, why don't you begin by telling me exactly what happened?
The crime took place yesterday, February 21st at 5:15 p.m.
That's quite specific.
It was in the witness's deposition. A witness clearly saw me committing the crime.
My, that was a bit of bad luck, wasn't it?
The crime took place in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car.
The prosecutor's office, huh? Your subordinate's car trunk. Classy.
I was arrested on the spot, caught red-handed as it were.
That's just great. So, who was the victim?
An investigator with the police department. I suppose the correct term is detective.
Please don't say gumshoe, please don't say gumshoe, please don't say gumshoe, please don't say gumshoe.
A detective? Death was due to a loss of blood. He was stabbed once in the stomach.
By you?
Death wasn't immediate, but the wound was fatal.
I see.
Allow me to repeat myself, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective. You know what that means, don't you?
Uh-oh.
What? Mr. Wright? What does it mean?
Well, it means...
The police department would consider it a matter of pride to have me found guilty. They will use any means at their disposal to do so.
This case gets worse and worse with everything I learn. So, you're the chief prosecutor.
That is correct. I'm responsible for overseeing every trial handled by prosecutors in this district. I make sure the prosecutors have what they need to do the job and manage every aspect. Those are my responsibilities, in a nutshell.
That's an awfully large nutshell.
Still, I'm a little surprised. I would think you'd recognize the district's chief prosecutor, Mr. Wright.
Huh?
In fact, it seems impossible you wouldn't. Lana? What happened to your hand? No, this? I cut myself by accident. When I stabbed him, that is. Huh? Not very good at being a criminal, I suppose.
How am I supposed to defend this? Time to change the subject. Wait, she was in the class ahead of Mia, wasn't she? You were in school with Mia, correct? A few years above her?
Emma told you that too, did she? Well, why not? I did drag him all the way here from his office. Although it seems he was very little in combo with Mia.
Hey!
I was in law school. I was in my 3rd year and she was auditing the class. She was different than the other students.
Different?
She was strong. She'd do anything to become a defense lawyer, attorney, anything. That was probably why she was attracted to me.
Excuse me?
Intellectually attracted, Lana was the top of her class in school. And I was the best there was.
Oh.
I'm doing pretty good in school too, by the way.
Sounds a bit different when Emma says it. Says it? The fuck?
Well, Mr. Wright?
Excuse me?
As you can plainly see, I'm admitting my guilt. And I think it's safe to say, there's no way you can take this case. None.
Au contraire.
But Lana... Why? Why are you doing this to me? You never think of anyone but yourself. I know you didn't do it, Lana, I know! So how can you say you did it?
Have you read the title of the game? This is kind of my whole job here. Plus, I literally got... I got Edgeworth a double not guilty verdict within, like, half an hour. So, like, this is gonna be a piece of piss, I'm sure.
If I lose you, I'll be all alone. I hate you, Lana.
And she's turned around yet again. Great.
Mr. Wright.
Yes?
I believe our discussion here is ended. The rest, I leave to you.
You mean you're requesting my services as your defense?
Don't lose any sleep over it. Your client has confessed, after all. The case is over.
Right. I'll do what I can to get to the bottom of this. Lana's confessed to the crime, yes. 12-hour piece of piss. Yeah, well, look. Different pisses, different times. But something doesn't fit. It's that look in Emma's eyes. There's something else going on here. I'm gonna find out what.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright.
Huh? About what?
My sister, she's not always like that, you know?
I just never expected to be defending another prosecutor again.
She's changed a lot. She used to be so gentle, always smiling. Everybody liked her.
I see. Sorry, but I'm having trouble imagining that. What happened to her?
I don't know for certain myself. I think maybe she... well, maybe not.
Sounds like there's something there that defies a simple scientific explanation. Let's go check out this underground parking at the prosecutor's office, shall we?
Okay.
Well, onwards and forwards we go. February 22nd, prosecutor's office, underground parking lot. So, this is the lot where it all happened.
It looks like they're still investigating.
Funny that my first visit to the prosecutor's office should be like this.
Hey everyone! Keep up the good work!
Hey, what are you thinking?
Well, they are going to be my co-workers 3 years from now, after all. No harm in saying hello.
Actually, there is. You know, attorneys aren't supposed to examine crime scenes. I'm trying to not stand out too much here. See? Hey there. You expecting to go unnoticed to your partner?
Partner?
Gumshoe, please. That's not Gumshoe. Who is this? Well, I feel like I can give this dude like a western set. We'll give him like a variation of Gumshoe, yeah? What we have here? Looks like a bambina got loose from the ranch and is up to no good. Folks gotta learn to keep them doggies tied down, partner.
Mr. Marshall!
He's gonna kill me! He's got a knife! Marshall? It's more like a sheriff to me. Looky here, Bambina. I know how you feel. But this is my gang's gold strike, see?
Strike?
This is our claim, our territory, with a motherload of evidence. If you're fixing to mess with what's ours, you'll regret it, partner. You know what dreams the cacti out in the desert dream? You wanna know? What's this guy talking about? You head along home now. Happy trails, Bambina. Is that a hombre friend of yours?
Kind of. Sort of. Yeah, he's a detective.
Who thinks he's a sheriff from the Wild West, it seems. Well, money. What's this? A wallet? Excuse me, officer.
Wait! What are you doing, Mr. Wright?
What am I doing? I just found this wallet, so I'm handing it over to the police.
I don't believe it. This is real basic. Anything at a crime scene is evidence. Let's be scientific about this, please. Just put it in your pocket.
How is that scientific? Sounds like theft to me. Wallet hastily stuffed into pocket. Okay.
I'm called to duty already at my tender age. Here, I'll teach you the trick to examining evidence in detail, okay?
By the way her eyes are sparkling, I can tell she's been waiting for this.
Okay, now. Look at the court record.
Alright. New mechanic, seeker, yo. Never mind, officer. I didn't need you. Are you sure, son? What's that you got in your hand? Oh, it's my wallet. I just dropped it. Okay. Well, have a good day, sir. Yep, you too.
You have to be sure to examine evidence carefully on all sides. Now, let's start examining. From every angle.
What is the... HNPM? Why not was? Oh, I see something inside. Alright, well. Oh, this is weird. Is this the DS gameplay? Yeah, I think so.
Oh look, I think there might be a clue here. You should check it out. With a press of...
Enter. Oh boy. This feels like beans. This is an ID card. Sergeant Bruce Goodman. ID number 5845 or 42189.
See? Well, isn't scientific investigation useful?
I guess, though I don't see what science has to do with it. Okay.
Well, let's be sure to examine every piece of evidence we find.
I guess I've got to be on my toes from now on. Oh yeah? I'd like to investigate my badge.
So this is what the back of the badge looks like. And I always thought it had a safety pin.
Each badge has a number carved into it. That way you can tell which attorney it belongs to. It's a fucking screw-in badge. Yeah, I don't think I've seen one of those, I'm gonna be honest.
You mean you couldn't lend your badge to anyone?
No, I'd be found out right away.
Well, that's no fun.
Alright. Ah, fuck. I thought that was different. Alright, well. Let's see here.
Aha! A ladder.
It's a step ladder.
What's the difference? In scientific terms, please.
Scientific, huh?
Look at the basic nature of things, Mr. Wright.
This all seems so horribly familiar somehow.
Here, a phone. Let's see if it works.
Hey, don't touch stuff we don't need to be touching.
I can't hear anything. My ears. No, my ears. Maybe it's due to the barometric pressure.
What is she babbling about?
Hey! What did you just say?
See, you can hear just fine. The phone's broken.
This wall is in our way.
It's got a faucet for water.
Wait, I know. This wall is merely a facade hiding the truth. This is no wall, but a water tank.
Failed to see how it makes any difference either way. An oil drum. Looks like it's filled with water.
It's heavy. I can't even budge it.
Drum over here is on its side.
Wait, I know. I'll hide in here and do a stakeout.
I think you'll probably just get arrested. In fact, you may not even have to hide in the drum to get arrested.
What? I'm not suspicious.
Sus! Am I sus?
Look! A stylish glass-walled room. Very nice.
You can see the whole parking lot from in there.
It says security. Perhaps it's a cafe?
Huh?
Cafe security. Yeah, that must be it. Let's check it out later.
Hate to break it to you, but I think that's just a security guard office.
You know, I scored a 97 on my science test the other day.
Too bad they don't have a test for common sense.
This is where the cars leave the lot.
Air on the ground makes it look more like an entrance.
What are you talking about? It's plainly an exit.
Well, maybe it's both. Kind of a dual purpose.
Aha! The theory of relativity.
What?
I've gotta write this down. Hey, Mr. Wright.
She even does the hey thing.
Maybe, was Mr. Relativity German? Or was he British?
Mr. Relativity? Are you sure that was his name? What's this? Nothing. Okay, we got a door here.
Look, a door. This must mean something.
I'm not sure that doors mean anything.
No, it won't open. Mysterious lock.
I fail to see what's mysterious about it.
Mr. Wright, we need to learn to enjoy life more.
Let's finish our investigation first, shall we? I mean, it's not like your sister's ass is on the line or anything. Alright, well, I'm seeing a whole load of fucking nothing here. Oh, you know what? Let's take a look at the ID, huh? What? Oh. Name and ID number are written here. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID 5842189.
I wonder why they only use numbers for IDs.
What else would they use?
Letters, silly. That's the reason we have a written language in the first place.
True.
Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID Yabadab. See? Wouldn't that be better?
Yabadab? Well, it does have a certain ring to it.
Exactly my point.
I'm not teeheeing. You won't make me. Doesn't take much to amuse her. Is there nothing else on here of any importance? I guess not. Alright, well I picked this place over. Get stabbed. Yeah, that's about how it would go down, Jeremy. Okay, let's head to the office. I will present to you this... Here, see this?
I've noticed that defense attorneys have a tendency to want to show people things.
What is this? Behavioral study of lawyers? Okay, well, whole load of fucking nothing there, huh? So we must have missed something here. Oh boy. This one's gonna be annoying, isn't it? Fucking hell. What have I missed? Oh. God damn it, I hate slide.
Well, no time to waste. Let's get hunting for clues. I wonder what this is.
Well, partner, looks like you got no intention of going home quietly. The sheriff. Like I said before, this is our claim. You best be moseying along, unless you're fixing to bite the bullet. Ugh, scary.
Could you just tell us one thing? Who owns that car?
Well, the little filly's got a good nose on her. You wanna know who rides that red Mustang with the body in her saddle, eh?
Please.
No problem, partner. About time for victuals anyway. Get yourself to the saloon up on 12th floor of the Prosecutor's office. Might just find you a curvaceal you like. Or cervaceal you like. God damn. Prosecutor's office? Where does this guy think he is? And when, for that matter?
Note to self. Look up Vitalo Saloon Cerveza.
Maybe we should check out room 1202. The High Prosecutor's office. In any case, stay away from the car. You can look around here all you like. Just keep your paws off our claim. Right. Great.
Great. Maybe there are some clues around here, Mr. Wright. Let's check it out.
Excuse me? Were you two all set?
Us?
Oh, god damn it, it's a new person. How am I supposed to handle this shit? She's got a jelly donut on her head. What's this? She couldn't be.
You're selling lunches? Here? This is a crime scene.
This is a bathtub. Jeremy, help me. What do I do? I can't keep busting up voices. Dude, I can... You're right, but like...
Hello. Half and half, was it?
Alright, fuck it. We'll try the more airy kind of ara bullshit.
Hello. Half and half, was it? Oh, thanks. And you, sir?
Yes?
Some crunchy goodness coming at you.
Thanks. Interesting way of doing business.
This area is off limits to anyone without clearance. Especially passerby. Or are you officers? No, but you don't exactly look like the type to have clearance. Well, that's hardly a way to greet someone. Even if my days as the cough-up queen are over.
Mister, don't take a case in months. Look, gotta be a little nice to me, okay? It's been rough since Maya left, okay? I miss my little spirit medium. Cough up, huh?
You know, I'm feeling kind of full. Maybe I'll pass on lunch. I'm quite connected to this case, you see. The images are burned into my eyes, you might say. Yes, all the sordid secrets. Secrets? Dear me, you're a slow one, aren't you? I'm referring to the murder. The stabbing of that detective.
What?
witness clearly saw me committing the crime. You mean you're the witness my sister was talking about?
Please, cough up, Queen. Tell us what happened.
The name is Angel Star. Don't you go forgetting it. Oh, before you know it, I'll have you whimpering at my heels.
Yes, ma'am. Yay. She means it. I'd like to examine that... Oh, hold up a sec. I'd like to look at the... I don't have the lunch. Okay, never mind. Can I leave? I don't want to be here anymore. Alright, let's talk about the case.
Somehow I knew. Yesterday was a day full of destiny, and I knew something was going to happen. Just like I know that the daily special on Friday every week is salmon.
Destiny? Was yesterday's special for some reason?
You're a defense attorney, right? You should know then. You should know the foulest deeds of the evil ones who haunt this den of inequity. Evil ones? Prosecutors. They have no qualms at all about blackening the name of innocence. And yesterday they paid homage to the most evil one of all. They gave an award for King of Prosecutors. What a farce. So she's saying there was some sort of prosecutors convention yesterday. I was almost compelled to lace their lunches with something foul. Do you have a personal grievance against prosecutors or something? Or is there some kind of scientific evidence of this, evil? Young miss, mock me at your own risk. You'll soon find out why they call me the cough-up queen. Ew. The most heinous of all the evil ones, the one they awarded yesterday. It was in his car that they found the body. Proof that he devours the evilest of lunches. Really?
Really what? I'm totally confused. One thing's clear. This lunch lady has a thing against prosecutors. So, what exactly was it that you witnessed, Miss Starr?
It was a fascinating spectacle, to be sure. I now feel I know what they say when they talk about a woman's wrath. See Alana Skye wield that knife, so. Her knife flashed in anger, bringing him to a sad end. It was truly a sight to see. You mean you saw the very moment of the crime? The sound of his silvery ties to this world being cruelly cut still rings in my ears. And the rhythmic beat of Lana Skye's knife?
Wait a second. You know Lana Skye?
Of course. It's quite a feat, becoming chief prosecutor. How many lunchboxes of sin did she pack to make that journey, I wonder? She always travels light.
Now why would this pretty lunch lady know the chief prosecutor's name?
Could we ask you a bit about yourself, Miss Starr? I come here every day to sell lunches. I import only the freshest and best from the Far East. For some reason, the box lunches are a hit here. Why not make the lunches here rather than import them? Did you say something? No? Only true connoisseurs can understand.
I don't want it. Stop showing me the fucking food.
The kind you can only sell someone who has tried General Tso's trilobite lunch set.
Trilobite? Ugh.
Never mind. You win.
I don't even want to appreciate part of a trilobite's flavor.
Anyway, I come here every day to sell lunches. My boyfriend works in the security room here at the prosecutor's office. Your boyfriend? See the security room over there?
The glass-walled booth?
I sell my lunches, and since I'm here anyway, I drop in to see him.
Since you're here anyway, I guess selling lunches is more important than romance.
So, to scientifically analyze the data available so far, you, Miss Star, are a lunch vendor with an ulterior motive for coming here.
Useful analysis. Not. Do you have a bad experience with the prosecutor, Miss Star? I sense some hostility.
Hostility? Perhaps. Prosecutors are all alike, and the bigger they are, the worse they smell. Kinda like 10-day-old clams in the chowder.
I wonder if Miss Star was involved in some sort of legal trouble in the past.
That'd be a sure case of food poisoning. Scientifically speaking, of course. I mean, now you're talking... now you're talking cough-up queen.
I thought she was just a lunch vendor, but now I'm not so sure. Alright, well I got everything I want from you, so... Get out of my way, lady! It's the Steel Samurai! And... Edgeworth's jacket?
This is the kind of room that just screams, I can do the job. Quite a change from your office, really.
Thanks.
Look! There's a trophy or something here.
Trophy? What, that shield?
Takes real nerve to display this stuff like this. Whoever's office this is, they must be a real stuck-up jerk.
Is this our boy? Phoenix Wright. I think this is gonna be Edgeworth, so I think I'm just gonna use Edgeworth.
You never tire of prying into other people's business, do you?
That voice. Yeah, let's go! Long time no see, Edgeworth.
Huh? Ah! Mr. Edgeworth?
Know him from somewhere?
Of course! I'm his biggest fan! My sister introduced us once and...
Right. Your sister is chief prosecutor, after all. Well, what brings you here? I'll warn you. I've been known to be a real stuck-up jerk.
No. Did I? No. It was just Mr. Wright here. He...
Hey, don't blame me.
We're just here to investigate a murder case.
Murder?
A body was found in this nasty bright red sports car in the parking lot.
That would be my car. What of it? Look at his face. He's like, yeah, that's my car. I know I got a fucking bomb-ass car. You guys jealous?
What? Your car?
I'll say one thing. She certainly can scream. That's me clearing my ear after it was screamed in, because she's right next to me, obviously. So, the body was found in your car. Go ahead, say it, right? You think I did it, don't you? After you went through all that trouble to help me last year, no less.
No, we don't think you did it. I mean, it was my sister who stabbed him. Wait. No, she didn't do that. I mean...
Wait. So you're the chief prosecutor's little sister, then?
Yes, sir. Emma Skye. It's nice to meet you again.
That didn't sound forced at all. Now I remember. You've really grown. I'll admit, it was a surprise to me, too. To think that my own car would become the scene of a murder. More surprising still, I'm being forced to prove my superior's guilt. I can understand. Wait, what did you say? Lana Skye is the chief prosecutor, the top prosecutor in the district. She can't prosecute herself, so I'll be the prosecutor at the trial tomorrow. Alright, here we go. Edgy v. Nikki. Hold up a sec, I need a drink.
You? Mr. Edgeworth? To be honest, it's a bit of a miracle I'm still here at all.
What do you mean?
Rumors. You've heard the rumors about me, haven't you?
Miles Edgeworth. It's hard to remember a time when there weren't rumors about this guy. Forging evidence, arranging false testimony, legal searches, name it.
Thanks to you, my innocence was established in trial at the end of last year. However, there are some who say I'm the one responsible for the current incident.
What? That's crazy.
Some people need very little excuse to think ill of others. It's a fact of life. Possible to stop.
But
some of them even go so far as to present me with toys like this. They think it's funny.
Toys? That bronze shield? There's gotta be a story behind that one.
And Chief Prosecutor Skye. Yes, we first worked together on a case 2 years ago. It was my first big case.
That's right. I remember. 2 years ago. I wasn't even a lawyer yet.
Since then, I've always felt that she was looking out for me. It appears I was mistaken.
Mistaken? Why? I mean, I know she's not the warmest person, but I'm sure she felt some responsibility for you.
Then, why? Why did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? Not only that, she stabbed him with my knife.
What? Mr. Edgeworth, your knife was the murder weapon?
To be specific, it was the knife I keep in the toolbox of my car.
Edgeworth's knife. Great. Edgeworth?
What?
Are you sure you didn't do it? Come on, can't he take a joke? You have a strange sense of humor, Mr. Wright. Okay, yeah, sure, let's just, like, fucking pile on me. Come on, man. You know I didn't think you did it. Let's take a look at this knife, shall we? Well, it certainly is blood. This must be the victim's blood, right? Either that or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple. Or it's Lana's blood. What's Edgeworth doing with a knife like this anyway? Hey, maybe he spends his weekends roughing it up. Yeah, I don't know why I got a yawn right now. I'm not that tired. Maybe it's just talking a lot. I need to, like, breathe. Hey, maybe he spends his weekends roughing it up in the wild. Sure. The wild? I think my fruit peeling theory is more likely. Are you kidding? I always pictured him as an outdoorsman. Now there's a scary thought. Not much else to that. Let's take a look around your room, shall we, Edgy? I've been wondering, what the heck is this? It has a big K on it.
Prosecutors.
Huh? What's that? Rip the Lumberjack Edgeworth? I just read that and I don't like the imagery.
It's the King of Prosecutors trophy.
King of Prosecutors?
It's a great honor. They send that shield to the best prosecutor each year.
What?
So?
Oh, I think I was supposed to read that as Phoenix. So that's K. That's... K stands for king?
Yeah, you got a problem with that? I didn't design the thing.
King of Prosecutors? Kinda like Employee of the Month, only better. Alright. So, that's the King of Prosecutors shield, huh? Well done, Edgeworth. You must be proud to be the King of Prosecutors. Congratulations, King of Prosecutors.
Please,
Stop saying that. Still doesn't explain one thing. Why is the tip of the shield broken off? Well, let's investigate it. Big K.
Hey, check it out. There's a metal plate here.
Looks like the names of all the previous recipients are engraved on it.
Wow. One guy's listed a bunch of times.
I guess it's Von Karma?
Von Karma. I guess he must be a foreigner?
Yeah. That's probably it.
Well, wherever he's from, he must have been an amazing prosecutor.
No, he was a piece of shit.
I'd like to meet this Mr. Von Karma sometime.
When she says it, his name does have a kind of ring to it. It's interesting that it would be a shield too. You'd think it'd be a sword. Let's keep examining.
Wow, this jacket is even lacier than his usual one. This must be his lucky trial jacket.
Lucky jacket. Right. I've never seen him wear it.
I'm sure there's a story behind why it's in a frame. Maybe I'll be naughty and take a picture.
Just getting way too excited about this.
My. What an amazing bouquet. Just right for Mr. Edgeworth.
No kidding. Yeah, there's a card on it. Back from the dead, Wendy. Wendy? I've heard that name somewhere before.
And beside it, the giant steel samurai. Wow, I want one.
Huh? There's something written on the bottom of this foot. Between a rock and a hard place. Wendy.
Wendy? Is she Mr. Edgeworth's fiancée?
I don't think so. Miss Oldbag. Edgeworth is a big fan. He loves it. Work desk. It's quite tidy, as one might expect.
What a nice desk. Easy to use and easy on the eyes.
You forgot her name? Oldbag? You forgot Oldbag? Come on!
It's polished so well you can see my own reflection.
Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe?
Maybe I'll take that name plaque as a souvenir.
Don't. He'll sue you.
Ooh, cute. What a pretty tea set.
I go more for instant tea bags myself. Okay, right, he's definitely hallucinating. He's seeing his past friends. They're all dead now. You wouldn't know it, but in those 2 months, they all died.
Amazing. The drawer below is filled with packets of tea leaves. They're all sorted by place of origin and flavor. Look at this royal blend. What an exquisitely splendid concoction.
There's such a thing as taking a hobby too far.
Whoa! What a view. It must be nice to have an office on the 12th floor.
I guess you would feel important.
Incidentally, were you to jump out this window, the time until impact with the ground would be... Carry the 3. Got it! Approximately 3.23 seconds.
That's handy to know.
Whoa! These are all case files? They're stacked up to the ceiling. There's even a ladder.
Odd. Thought Edgeworth wasn't good with heights.
You must have someone get them for him.
Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe?
You must study these case reports so closely. He's so cool.
You wouldn't say that if you saw him sweating bullets up on that ladder.
Hey, a chessboard.
I'm not too up on my chess, but it looks like Blue's in a bit of a tight spot.
The Red Knights have surrounded the Blue Pawn.
Huh?
And those horses are mounted knights. Their swords have really sharp edges. And check out that poor pawn. His head is kind of spiky. Kind of reminds me of you. Mr. Edgeworth must be an avid chess player. What's wrong, Mr. Wright?
Edges. Surrounding a pawn with spiky hair. It's nothing. So, basically this says you were the best of the best last year, huh? Can't take that foolish grin you can take that foolish grin elsewhere, right? Lost a day of work to receive that travesty.
Huh? Why's that?
I had to go to the police department to receive that broken shield. The police department? Yes, right next to the police station downtown. You've been there, haven't you? Where Detective Gumshoe works? Yeah.
I was wondering something about your shield. Why is it broken?
What does it matter? I've got more important things to worry about.
Oh, right.
Doesn't seem too concerned about his award, for better or for worse. Yesterday was a very busy day for the prosecutor's office.
Maybe we should ask him more about yesterday.
Let's present him his knife. It's against my policy to discuss evidence with the defense, especially with you.
He doesn't like you much, does he, right?
Nah, with Edgeworth it's never personal. It's all about winning tomorrow. Say, Edgeworth, I was wondering about this.
Mr. Wright!
What? Huh?
Are you sure you should be showing that to Mr. Edgeworth?
Oh, I'll take it for sure, won't he?
I wish I could be on the same side as Mr. Edgeworth. But then my sister would be found guilty.
If she sighs any deeper, I'm gonna start getting depressed. Could you tell me more about yesterday? The day of the murder? Yesterday was the annual cleaning day at the prosecutor's office.
Cleaning day?
Working with the police department, we sort and file all evidence for solved cases. We call it evidence transfer.
Wiping your hands of old cases, in other words?
No. And another thing, a ceremony was held at the police department. There's an annual review, awards for outstanding police officers and prosecutors. And that's where you got this shield? Well, I was at the police department yesterday afternoon. I got back here at 5:12. That's very precise.
People like myself and Mr. Edgeworth pride ourselves on our precision, Mr. Wright.
No, I place little faith in my memory. The only thing I trust is solid evidence. Alright. And this is the parking stub from the underground lot. Murder took place around 5:15.
So, the murder happened right after you got back.
What's right? I'd appreciate if you direct that suspicious glare elsewhere. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm Edgeworth. What is it? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I got your report, sir. Report? What? Did you find new evidence in the case against Chief Prosecutor Skye? I don't like the way this conversation is going at all. Skye, sir? No, sir. No name of that kind, sir. Not in this report, sir. I think I just heard Edgeworth's lid blow.
Mr. Edgeworth's lid isn't on very tight, is it?
I made a clear request to the police department, did I not? I need to focus on the trial tomorrow, so don't bring me anything unrelated.
Sir! But sir! I'm just following orders, sir! They told me to bring this to you! I wasn't aware of the particular...
Give me your name.
Yes, sir! Meekins, sir! Officer Meekins.
Right. Officer Meekins, take your report and leave. Good luck with the raise next month.
But sir, I didn't know. The guy? Looks like he was absent the day they gave out brains and good luck.
Right.
Yes, sir. Caught me off guard.
As you can see, I'm very busy. You may leave now.
Let's do what he says, Mr. Wright.
The victim was a detective from the same department that is the... Ugh. The victim was a detective from the same department as that patrolman just now. Go down to the police department. You can ask more there.
Thanks. Seems to have finally calmed down at least.
Alright, bye-bye. Love you lots. Mwah.
Hey, I got a knife. Could you take a look at this?
You? Yes? You said you wanted hot tea, right?
No. Thanks. She didn't even look at me.
You must have to brew the leaves a long time to get rich flavor like this. We pre-infuse the leaves with steam before brewing. I knew it. So that's the secret to their aroma. Exquisite.
Anything I'm smelling here is wasted time. Alright, we'll be back later. I'm gonna go talk to my good friend, Mr. Gumshoe, hopefully. Rear 22nd Police Department entrance.
Whew. We're finally here. Why would they put the police station so far from the prosecutor's office?
Beats me. It's like almost 30 minutes by taxi. Traffic wasn't even that bad. Police department, huh? Only ever been to the criminal affairs next door. Hold on. What's that? Oh, I hate him.
Disturbing. Why does it undulate like that?
Oh, wait, I know. This is the Blue Badger. They're trying to make him the police mascot.
Wow, Mr. Wright. You sure know a lot about the police. Still, he does seem familiar somehow.
Forget the Blue Badger. What's that next to him?
Someone appears to be dancing with the Blue Badger. Uh-oh, he noticed me.
He sure's running over here fast. Hey, pal. What are you doing here? It's our boy, Gumshoe. That's my line, Detective Gumshoe. Specifically, why were you dancing over there? What? Well, at least he doesn't seem to be busy. It's a chance to get information. Hey, I'll have you know I'm a very busy man, pal. I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You better not agree to defend the suspect in this case.
Why not?
Huh? Well, it's just that the chief prosecutor's confessed to the crime. She says she summoned the detective to the prosecutor's office and she killed him.
But what if she's not telling the truth?
Yes, well, no. Come on, pal. There's plenty of evidence against her.
But what if all the evidence was faked?
Hey, pal. Can I speak to you for a second? Huh? Me? Why is this little girl so peeved at me? She's a relative of the suspect. She's Lana Skye's sister. Whoa! The chief prosecutor's little sister!
Just please investigate this case carefully, okay? Scientifically.
Yes, sir. Oh, by the way,
Might want to keep your voices down. You don't want to be overheard using words like faked.
Uh-huh.
It's a sensitive issue with us these days.
So, what are you doing here, Detective Gumshoe?
Me? Oh, well, nothing really. He kicked me out of the criminal affairs.
Detective Gumshoe? What'd you do this time?
What do you mean this time?
Then what happened? I know things are busy right now. I mean, with my sister's case and all.
It's true. Never had a chief prosecutor murder anyone before. Well, the highest ranked people are being let into criminal affairs now. Lowest ranking guy in there is our chief of detectives. Not letting any of us rank and file detectives in at all.
None of you?
I know this is an important trial, but isn't that a little odd?
So, anyway, I thought I'd spend the day getting the badger dance down pat.
Isn't there anything else you could be doing?
The chief of police himself is directing this investigation, pal. And Officer Marshall was assigned to the underground parking lot.
Officer Marshall.
Now that I think about it, I did seem to know that Marshall guy.
A patrolman in charge of a crime scene. It's unheard of, pal. Hey, that's it. That's the King of Prosecutors Award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday.
Are you at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe?
Of course, pal. I had an award for diligence myself.
Ah, congratulations.
And I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken?
Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later.
Apparently he's forgotten.
But I was proud of Mr. Edgeworth for winning that award. Even with all the naysayers in the prosecutor's office.
Naysayers? Must be because of the rumors. Why is this such a secret? Yeah, it's a little odd. I get the feeling this is like some cover-up shit.
I was wondering about that.
What? The Dancing Blue Badger? It's my masterpiece.
You made this, Detective Gumshoe?
The chief threw together some designs and I just did my thing, pal.
Nice work.
It's battery powered, so it can go anywhere. There's no switch, so it just dances until the batteries run out.
Poor Blue Badger, fated to dance until he drops.
Blue Badger. Okay. Well, let's investigate that a little bit closer, shall we? Also should check the parking stub. Miles Edgeworth, 1712. This is dated the day of the crime.
But the murder took place 3 minutes after Edgeworth parked his car. If only he was held up at a couple extra red lights, he wouldn't have been caught up in this whole affair.
Perhaps.
Just goes to show you never know what'll happen when you run a yellow light.
I'll never run another yellow light in my entire life.
I can't investigate it. Alright. The usual wanted posters are hanging up on the bulletin board here. Do you know this face? If you do, dial 911.
You know, Mr. Wright, I always thought it was kind of funny. I've never seen anyone who looked like the people in these posters. They hardly even look human.
She has a point. Policia.
I always get excited when I come to a police station.
Why is that?
It just feels like I've jumped into a movie.
Huh?
You know, with all the police and criminals.
Well, I don't know if this is all that exciting.
Sure it is. Look at those 2 officers over there. They're probably talking about the latest bust.
Funny, I thought they were talking about the weather. That patrolman. Look, that patrolman is saluting the other guy. Must be a detective. And then I said, hey, you do that, your shoot will get cold, buddy. That's hilarious, sir. I left so hard I cried.
I guess he wasn't saluting, he was wiping tears from his eyes.
Make a good pair. The detectives in there look pretty busy.
Just imagine, right now, behind those doors, a police trauma is in action.
Somehow the thought fails to excite me.
Mr. Wright, do you know why patrol cars are painted black and white?
No idea. Why?
Well, I think they're designed after a panda.
A panda?
Not that I have scientific proof, it's just a theory.
Do you mind me asking how you came up with that theory?
It was when I was on a school trip. I saw a patrol car and it came to me. We just had been at the zoo, see?
What about zebras? Or did they not have those at your zoo?
The banner here is announcing the crime-fighting campaign.
Nice slogan.
I wonder if they'll be selling fingerprinting sets.
I don't think it's that kind of campaign.
What family wouldn't want a set at home?
Bracket. Are you okay, Jeremy? You just put closed bracket. That's it.
It's good for finding out who snuck into the cookie jar.
I think most families can figure that out without the extra help. Okay, you've done closed bracket, open bracket. Now you are alarming me. As a detective, I gotta keep my mouth shut on that one. I know better than go babbling on about things I don't know about. No, I wouldn't want you to do that either. Good. Found Mr. Edgeworth's car stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? What would drive Chief Prosecutor Skye to do such a thing? Wait, I didn't mean... I mean, sure, of course someone else really did it. Someone who must have... well... someone who must have had a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. Car knife do seem a little too well organized to be a coincidence.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth. What could have happened?
I have to find out a little more about what's going on with Edgeworth. Detective Gumshoe, what can you tell me about this? Huh? Hey, pal, this is a detective's ID card. You can't just keep that. You have to turn it into the police. It's people like you that get me into so much trouble all the time. Meaning Detective Gumshoe must drop his card a lot. Let's see. Bruce Goodman. Goodman? Sounds familiar. Nah, my mistake.
But didn't you work together with him in a criminal affairs?
Whoa! Now I remember. Bruce Goodman. He's the victim. That's what I thought.
Can you tell us more, Detective Gumshoe?
So, this ID card belonged to the victim? He was a detective like myself. Detective Bruce Goodman.
Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be laying on the ground where we found it?
Well, Detective Goodman should have been at the police department yesterday. There was an evidence transferal for a case he handled 2 years ago.
Evidence transferal. Mr. Edgeworth mentioned that too. But Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office.
Well, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but... word is that Chief Prosecutor Skye called him out there to the parking lot. Honest confessing as much. Alright, wild theory. Goodman wasn't killed at the prosecutor's office. Goodman was killed at the police department. He was killed, put into Edgeworth's trunk, and they didn't find it until 5:15, when supposedly Angel found the dead body with Skye stabbing it. That's just like a very, because these things are never as they seem, so you kind of gotta get an idea of what might have happened early on. That way you can tailor your testimony and cross-examination later.
Are you in a tough spot again? Again. Well, it all started with the murder of the defense attorney, Hamal.
But Mr. Edgeworth was found innocent.
Listen, pal, there have always been rumors about Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with witnesses. Nothing outright, but there were always whispered rumors. Ever since he was accused of murder, it was whispering. They're practically shouting.
But there's no evidence against him.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth has always had unusually strong ties to the department higher-ups. It's only natural that people would be suspicious.
I had no idea he was under the gun.
Anyway, this latest case has started a new rumor. People say the only reason he took this case is because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor's position himself.
What?
But I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth is biting the bullet on this one. He's doing this for all of us. That's all I know about that. Not officially on the case, you know.
Thank you.
Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? Met the guy who was... What was his name? The guy in the parking lot?
That'd be Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by the chief of police.
Officer Marshall. Some kind of Wild West sheriff or something?
No, Jake Marshall's just a regular officer. From West LA.
For a moment there, I wasn't sure.
Look, pal, let me try to make things a little easier for you. Show them this and they'll let you examine the crime scene. Maybe.
Okay. Interesting. I'm surprised that this gets us anywhere.
Just act like you're supposed to be there and nobody will look at you twice, pal.
Thanks, Gumshoe. Real homie.
Hey, look here. It looks like something's been crossed out.
Maybe it was a letter or something to Detective Gumshoe.
Let's see. Annual bonus, $20. I think a couple zeros are missing.
No, that sounds about right. At least in that detective's case.
Maybe I should rethink my career as an investigator.
It probably wouldn't hurt. How often a prosecutor's like, "You're getting your wage cut now, fucko." Looks like the investigation's still going. I have to be getting back to the shop. Sorry, looks like I'll be stuck in this pit till the sun sleeps. I'll see you in my dreams tonight then, baby. Okay, was it Angel? Okay, it was Angel.
Oh, still here. Hello? Why the surprised looks? Didn't I mention? I've got a boyfriend in criminal affairs too.
What happened to the security guard?
Hey, what's wrong, Bambina? You're looking like a doggy that's lost its herd.
Jake Marshall. Strange guy to put in charge of a crime scene. Would you mind reading this for me?
What was this? I warn you, fan letters to me go right in the spittoon.
It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate?
Gumshoe? That old cow dog? So on a birthday party or something?
Huh?
Look, where it should say letter of introduction, it says invitation.
Ah, I think you just miswrote it. Wait, why am I getting all defensive here? No worries. This proves from Detective Gumshoe. Better than a blood test. Guess I better let you win then.
Thank you, Officer Marshall.
That's right. He's a patrolman, not a detective. Which reminds me.
Hey, wait a second. Isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher?
Well, folks, the clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be like the settler. Strike out for lands unknown. Manifest destiny. Let's have a nanny.
Note to self, police investigations are like settling land. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say?
Say I won't be needing this anymore. Alright. Let's continue investigating over here then, shall we? This looks like a cell phone.
Scientific analysis suggests that it belonged to the victim. I can't think of anyone else it would belong to.
What's so scientific about that? Yeah, check it out. Right, let's check it out. Alright. Got a strap on it.
Man, what a boring strap.
What's wrong with it? One has different tastes, you know.
Here, check out mine. It's a pink princess strap. These are hard to come by, you know.
See, the series is as popular as ever with the kids.
And this phone's still on the redial screen.
Redial?
Mr. Wright? Most phones keep a record of all the calls you made and received. You just press the blue button to display the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about it.
Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know things like redial.
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, you never know with people from your generation.
I'm 24! Whatever. Let's check this out. Fucking Zoomers. Now, to see who the owner of this phone called last.
Note to self, the defense attorney doesn't think first, he just pushes the button.
Sorry, I really like the music. Hey, that song. I know that. Hey, what's going on over here? Sorry. I see you, partner. You pressed redial on that phone, did you? Well, yeah.
Whose phone is this anyway? It was on the ground over there.
Whose is it? That belonged to Chief Prosecutor Skye.
What? It's my sister's.
She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody right after the crime. Last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds according to this. Who did she call? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now I got a question for you, partner. The phone just rang just now. What was the newfangled ringtones? Oh? That? Oh. I'm sorry, that was my phone. What? Your phone? Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. The wrong number. Right, you can't be this dense, right? I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner. Uh-oh. I'm inside of the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. Alright, is there any other thing else I can... Oh, no, don't want this. I wanted to check this. There's no need to push the skin.
What's wrong? You look like I do during finals.
Never mind. It's nothing. Alright, let's take a look around some more. You blocked us through there. That's where visitors park.
I can see Lunchland car over there, far in the distance.
Hey, you're right. I like the cute design on the door. I can see a cartoon cow munching down on a juicy looking steak.
Doesn't that strike you as a little creepy?
Just don't think about it too deeply, and you'll be fine. This appears to be the car where the body was found. Looks like the lock on the trunk is busted.
The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Quite a luxury car. It just screams I have money to burn.
Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks. What's this? It's like a note of some sort.
Look, something's written on it.
Good. You're right. Let's see. 6-7S 12-2. It's the name printed on the paper above that.
There's a name printed on the paper above that. Goodman.
Maybe it fell out of his pocket when he was killed.
Well, so? What does it mean, Mr. Wright?
How am I supposed to know?
Note to self, for deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright.
I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Other than the usual, I suppose.
This rope, is it?
Yep. They laid it on the victim. They laid it in the outline of the victim's body.
So wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him.
You've got to be the only person I know that would come up with that conclusion.
A block. This area is reserved for prosecutors.
Defense attorneys are relegated to B block.
And I dream of a day when I will be able to park my car here. I'll go over to B block to buy my hamburgers from you, Mr. Wright.
Not planning on giving up my job that soon. Okay. Not seeing anything else there. Doesn't look like any new prompts here. What can we talk to you about? Officer Marshall? Could you tell us more about the victim? Good men always die young. Remember that part. Could you be a little more specific?
Bruce Goodman. He was a detective, right?
Well, well, aren't you a feisty doggy there now? Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. The smiling Madonna told me the tale. He means the witness, Miss Angel Starr. One stabbed to the chest. Fine piece of work. This is the autopsy record. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Okay.
Was my sister involved with the victim in any way?
Funny you should mention that, Bambina. Chief Prosecutor Skye and Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all.
Nothing in common?
They apparently worked together on a few cases, a case a few years back. So, there's no motive. Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. But that's one reason why he didn't do much work with the chief prosecutor.
But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here to this parking lot?
So it seems. Like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon. I don't mean any offense, but Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective. Calling me out? They shoot you for that in Texas. Huh? I was one of them fancy shoe detectives till 2 years ago, to tell you the truth. Oh, really? Now he tells me.
But you're a patrolman now, so how can you be in charge of a crime scene?
Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambina? So why are you in charge? No reason. We're just short on hands right now. I'm keeping an eye out in the meantime.
That's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least.
He's nothing but a sad old cow dog that can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, eh? Edgeworth? That cow dog's been kicked out of this cattle run by order of the chief of police. Just, you don't realize it yet. Detective Gumshoe? Kicked out of the investigation?
So, there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister.
That's correct, but there's a gold mine of evidence against her. And the prosecutor tomorrow is none other than Mr. Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. Many condolences.
Officer Marshall.
Yeah, Bambina?
How can you say that? You and my sister, you were...
Is there something between this cop and her sister that I don't know about? I apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind that's blowing through the prosecutor's office. Dry wind or ill will. Someone's up to something here. But who? Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now. Forged evidence and arranging testimonies, you mean? He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, till I met you.
But rumors are just rumors, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them.
If you follow the rumors about Edgeworth to their source, you find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say. One person? Who? I hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambina. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye.
What? My sister?
Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets. Some people load them with deeds. What? You're saying Edgeworth was making deals to win trials? Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it.
Is this why Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case? Did they target him because he was close to Edgeworth? So, well, how are we doing, Mr. Wright?
Guess we got some clues. We have an autopsy report from the victim and a cell phone.
So, you think we'll be okay?
Well, the only thing still bothering me is that Lana's confessing to the crime.
She said she did it. No problem. I can guarantee that she's not a criminal.
Oh, by the way, Emma.
Yes?
I know that song your phone plays when it rings.
What?
It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? A popular TV show? For kids? The phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. 5:18, just after the murder took place. Your sister called you, didn't she, Emma?
I'm sorry.
Tell me what you talked about?
She hung up right away.
I see. Detective is murdered, and the suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. Got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. Uh-oh, it's trial time, baby. Wow, we're almost 2 hours in. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think we had been going that long yet. Shit. Save your progress up to this point? Yeah. Move on. Here we go, the fun part of the game. Our trial.
And how did the investigation go, Mr. Wright?
Frankly, there's still a lot of gray areas.
Or rather, the whole truth is one big gray area.
Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate.
Yeah, there's some big cover-up going on here.
I believe in you, sis.
I think what it was is that Skye's taking the fall right now. They tried to frame Edgeworth, but Skye's trying to cover for him by saying she did it.
Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice.
Yes?
A defense attorney should never believe their clients. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that.
Miss Skye, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there's one decisive difference between you and her.
And that is?
You're not a defense attorney.
I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright.
First trial without a Fae helping me. No one's gonna bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself.
Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way.
Alright, let's get this on with.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Fae.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor.
Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial.
And I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of this proceeding today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment is to be made here in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot.
Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything.
However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Miss Edgeworth. The prosecution called as its first witness Miss Angel Starr to the stand.
The cough-up queen.
Haven't I seen you somewhere?
You ordered the caviar lunch, right?
Oh, caviar. I've never eaten caviar before.
Judge is really wolfing it down.
And for you, I have a Fiesta Bowl.
Thanks.
Will the witness state her name and profession?
And you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox?
It's too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please.
Well, Your Honor, how does it taste?
So, this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty, it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca.
What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like?
Name, profession, now.
Me? The name is Angel Starr. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth?
Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. Not finished eating.
hurry it up.
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call the police to provide a description of the crime.
Your Honor, as Miss Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional.
What exactly does that mean?
Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Starr was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Starr was a detective?
Aha! I know who you are. Cough up.
Cough up, Queen Angel Starr, Your Honor. Long time no see.
Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Starr.
Just who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. The chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor's spaces, yes? The crime took place by a car in black of A block. In the car's back trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and an arrest was made on the spot.
And who was this valiant witness?
Why, it was me, Your Honor.
Parking lot floor plans added. Okay.
Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime?
Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor.
Seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright?
Can't agree on principle, Your Honor.
It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining?
If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Starr.
Wait, are they talking about me? Cross-examination. Engaged.
Somehow...
Oh wait, it's not cross-examination, it just says my fuck!
Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. And I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. When I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garbage car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into the Detective Goodman's chest.
Bring a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching.
As you can see, there is no room for doubt.
The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman.
So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed?
I'm still thinking about that.
It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
Alright, now we cross-examine. Hold it! How did you know?
I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy.
The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted.
Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim. And killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one.
Laid off? She was fired.
And to me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro. As you know, my testimony is unbiased and flawless.
Very well. May continue, Miss Star.
This boyfriend, he's the detective?
Not that boyfriend, the security guard.
That boyfriend? You have several.
Yes. This boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants.
I'll stick with the lunches, thanks.
Note to self, the judge had to think before applying. The security guard room is in the lot. In A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from up there. That would be the room with the security sign.
Incidentally, did you bring your lunch boxes by car?
And since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block.
So she was in?
So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime.
You sensed something. So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder?
It felt like... how would you say? No, yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds.
I have no idea what that means.
Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective?
Yes, well, he was like a young cheese.
A young cheese?
A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn.
Then I must be hard, yellowed, and sharp as a tack.
Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match. In any case, there in the lots, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind.
By a garish car, you mean...
Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes.
Mr. Edgeworth's?
Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it?
Indeed, it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you're sure it was the defendant?
I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. And I'm certain it was her.
She's telling the truth. We're doomed.
Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick.
Witness, in your testimony you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors do nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness.
You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, Rookie.
Huh? Rookie?
Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside.
That was inspiring.
I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could try plagiarism. I might be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are
A photograph? Took this?
The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap. I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera.
I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck.
Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now?
You think I'd show it to you, prosecutor? And think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs.
Well, this is most certainly the defendant.
Crime photo added to the court record. The moment of the crime is photographed by Angel Star. This is unmistakably Lana Skye.
So, what was the defendant doing at the time?
Tell me more about this knife the suspect was carrying.
Well, I would say the blade was about 4 inches long. Isn't that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all.
Yes, that's about right.
Prosecutors are, by nature, well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg on my egg salad surprise set.
You can't testify this to her ability to kill an egg. I mean a person.
Perhaps a chicken salad set would be a better metaphor.
So the defendant was holding a knife. What then?
And then she thrust the pointy tip.
Oh, we already went through this. Cross-examine. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no?
The defense has a point.
Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late.
Too late?
Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon.
I see.
It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it.
You said that before. Anything else?
Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless.
Sounds pretty fatal to me.
What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty?
Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer.
Don't smile like that.
It doesn't really add up with this now, does it? Not this. This. Yeah, I feel like we have to present that. And you witnessed this. You saw Miss Skye stab the victim with the knife.
As I've already stated, yes. And I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch.
I'm sure that is a fine lunch.
But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took at the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Skye not holding a knife?
Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts?
Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth.
Yet it was still stronger than your ever-feeble mind, Mr. Wright.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing.
And how can you tell that?
Blood splatter.
Huh?
See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat?
But it's a black and white photograph. Yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood.
Yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you.
Mr. Wright, are you gonna just sit there and take that kind of abuse?
Ugh. You got a better idea? Wait. That contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime.
Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies.
That's it?
If you run out of lunch, you can order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. Not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Skye was cold, calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was premeditated murder.
Premeditated? How do you know?
Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of a thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have had those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not have been wearing those gloves.
Ugh.
These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation.
Premeditated murder. A serious offense.
Witness, add this to your testimony.
What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves? Like driving gloves?
The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies.
In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime.
Ah! Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Starr.
This is bad. Just got them thinking this was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated.
It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it.
You said that before. Anything else? Alright. Let's see here. Name of the deceased, Bruce Gooden. Date and time of death, February 21st between 4 and 5:30. Loss of blood from chest wound. Oops, caused by complaints. Interesting. I'm in a bit of a pickle right now. So I need to push this again. Okay, the only thing I'm thinking right now is that not sure what this is about. It's still odd. I feel like we have to either go with the autopsy report or the parking stub. Parking stub would be more indicative of how was she, if it was premeditated, how would she know when Edgeworth's car would pull up? Let's try the parking stub. Nope, that's not it. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence.
It does? I don't see anything contradictory.
Oh, really? Damn it. is not easy. Nothing we can do with that. Nothing we do this. Nothing with that. This and this are the only two that we would have any sort of like... So this is the victim's blood. Murderous plans. Let's present this. I feel like it's wrong. Damn it. Let's press her again on this and see what she says. Nothing here. Really up shit's creek without a paddle on this one. This is wrong too. Damn it! What is the play here? Press it again. Let me make sure I read through every little bit here. So we got up to the point where... and I went a little too quick here. Prove this claim, the trial's already over. A way to show that this wasn't premeditated. What can prove this wasn't premeditated? Ah, wait a minute. Maybe that'll work. Nope. Fuck me. We're gonna fail this trial. I can't figure out what the connection they want me to draw here is. Looked away what was wrong with the parking ticket. My thought process was the parking ticket shows that Miles Edgeworth pulled in at 5:12. And it's a little... I don't know if you could premeditate when exactly Edgeworth is going to show up. But I guess you could just write that off as like having... I don't know. We are in a rough fucking spot here. We really don't have anything to go off of here. This picture? This is the one we presented saying that she didn't have the knife in her hand. They said, oh, well, she has blood on it. Look at the gloves. They're surgical gloves, meaning that she had to have planned this. So there are two pics. Unfortunately, no. The only other pic is this one, which gives an overview of the garage. There's not much we can use with this. Slides. Yeah. Nothing there. That's what I thought too, like saying that, oh, well, he left something in the trunk. How would he have been why would that be in the trunk? But I already displayed that and they gave me a penalty for it. Maybe we use Edgeworth's knife? Because how would she have gotten a hold of it? I think the worst part about this is we're gonna have to replay all this if I make the wrong call here, and I just have no clue what the game's trying to do. I think we present the knife and just cross our fingies. Oh, that was right. Witness, do you know what this is?
Are you trying to test me? I sell box lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk.
Indeed, it is my knife.
What's with this case?
The bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there?
The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district.
Mommy are the prosecutors, bad people.
The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony.
What's that, rookie?
In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves.
Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning.
However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon.
No.
This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're gonna plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Order, order, order. Great, now the tide is turning in our favor.
Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free.
I wouldn't say that.
Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie.
What?
I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide is turned. Not over such a trifling detail.
But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory.
Bah. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with the knife. That is the only thing the prosecution needs to prove. Nothing else.
Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was all planned. As if it wasn't.
What?
I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought.
How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated.
Really now? Alright. I've got one shot to do the rest of this trial, so my ass is on fire.
Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. And that's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again.
The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it?
So, if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy?
In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Well, I already got her ass. I don't even have to press on anything, I don't think. Let me just, let me review my notes real quick. Oh yeah, I don't give a fuck what you're saying right now. Hold up. Yeah, alright, cool. Yep. Hold up, sec. Alright, here we go. I'd like to object to that. You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that.
Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise.
I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Star. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Aha! You're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth.
What a hunk! He's my hero, really.
What about my objection? No one noticed? Okay, that's fine. No, it's all good. It's good. It's good. It's fine. I don't care. I really don't care.
Well, witness?
You got the crime scene set right.
Oh, thanks.
I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible.
So, you're saying you mistook something for blood?
When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice.
Then tell us what you saw. Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify.
A red muffler looked like blood to me. And that's how ghastly the whole scene was.
Her red muffler?
Yes, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck. So she can be easily hanged at a moment's notice, I suppose.
She's right. Skye was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she? But wait, isn't it odd that you mistook that for splattered blood?
Well, you'll often mistake my beard for a bib.
A judge with a bib. That's why this place feels so much like a kindergarten sometimes.
Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest.
However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There was only one knife wound.
Apparently, Miss Starr is entirely sure of her own testimony.
Mr. Wright, this is our chance.
Chance for what, I wonder? Miss Starr has turned out to be short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off.
The short wick burns out the fastest. It's a scientific fact.
I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the can? I mean, add more wax and even a really short wick will burn longer.
Obviously, more scientific testing is required.
Isn't that quaint? No scarf, indeed. Oh, I didn't even...
The witness is clearly not suited for detective work.
What?
The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim, and you've proven it yourself with your photograph.
Huh? But that can't be.
Only a professional lunch lady would be so utterly careless. Congratulations. Perhaps you finally found your true calling in life. Harsh words, but good.
In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails.
What's my objection? Chopped liver?
But it was there. A scarf. No, not that, but something red. Really?
Well, now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business.
What?
Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that.
Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least.
Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony.
The most important part?
Part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. Whew, okay.
After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind the partition off to the side. I quickly caught her, explaining her rights to her and arresting her on the spot. Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made it to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile.
You're quite determined about this scarf, aren't you?
I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, an Angel Star.
Isn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake.
Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten.
No thanks.
Note to self. Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites.
Aren't we all? That's not just a me thing.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside and kicked over an oil drum.
An oil drum? Hard to imagine.
No, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Cross-examination, if you will.
I didn't hear anything immediately off, I don't think. Let's push on this. So, where is this partition on the floor plans?
I'm sure she means this wall next to the car.
That's right. There's a wall there, about 6 feet high.
She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do.
And what did you do then?
say quickly. Are you close to the suspect?
And as I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time.
Maybe we should press for more details. Absolutely, there's a fucking fence. I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. The Lunchland car was...
She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B lot.
So you witnessed the murder from here.
That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes.
Is that correct, Miss Starr?
Yes, that's right.
But there was a chain link fence in front of you.
And I went over it, of course.
Reason. Cough up Queen Lunch Lady, athlete indeed.
It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast.
Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high, too. So how did Miss Skye not get away? She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say?
If I remembered exactly, I would have told you in my testimony.
Cheeky.
Anyway, all I heard was to say the word muffler.
Just that one word? So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else?
Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone.
Her phone? She can't mean... By phone, do you mean this cell phone? Discovered at the crime scene?
Yes, ultimately.
Ultimately.
My memory is like a salmon heading upstream, you see.
No, the court doesn't see, Miss Starr.
And the chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall.
On the wall?
That's right. In the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall.
Apparently, it was out of order.
So she used her cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness.
Good witnessing? We're having a good testifying.
You should, of course, add this to your testimony.
The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney.
Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court?
Aha! I was going to ask the same thing.
I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookies. And the chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. And then she picked the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, you
climbed over the chain link fence.
Then, when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone.
And you saw her do this.
What is it, Mr. Wright?
She made to escape. Can you be more specific?
She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dollop of lard on a pate of foie gras.
Huh?
She even kicked over an oil drum at me.
An oil drum?
There was an oil drum lying on its side at the scene of the crime. But it's strange. What's that? If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way? Parking lot entrance.
That's right. It doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the partition of the oil drums. Excellent. More mysteries.
I wish we could solve a few before finding more, though. So Miss Skye tried to run.
I'm sorry my sister's so suspicious, Mr. Wright.
Not as sorry as I am.
But she didn't do it. You have to believe me.
Let's read through this one more time. I think I know what I gotta use here. I'd like to present to the court this. It counters what you're saying. Miss Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Skye.
The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias.
Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, Prosecutor? You who, together with the Chief Prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago.
Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this?
I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up.
Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Skye making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. The emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it.
What?
Order! Order! Where's the meaning of this?
It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch, she's coughing up lies. Ugh.
That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Does exactly what lie this witness has told the court?
Here's where the counterattack begins. Can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about... She lied about what she saw. She couldn't have seen it. She couldn't have lied where she saw it. Wait, could it be where... Ooh, wait, yeah, maybe it is where. Maybe she was... My only problem with saying where she saw it is the parking lot floor plan. Or not for this, the crime photo. Because this is very clearly taken from B lot. The only thing that I could say about where would be she saw it from maybe up in the security office with the cameras afterwards. So I don't think where. She saw it all from where she did, but what she saw is different. She only saw Miss Skye on the phone, on her cell phone when she came around the partition. What she saw. I'm gonna go with it. She lied about what she saw. In other words, she didn't see Miss Skye using that emergency phone.
Does seem hard to imagine how she could have. Very logical.
What's the matter, Star? Got your lunchbox?
Mr. Wright, I hate to bother you while you're celebrating your victory, but why would Miss Starr lie like that?
Huh?
Why would she say that my sister had tried to use the phone but failed? It doesn't make any sense. Why lie about something so insignificant?
Oh. Dang, she's right. Am I fucked?
I mean, maybe she really did try to see her try to use her... maybe she really did see her try to use the emergency phone.
I see no room for doubt here.
I fucked up, didn't I?
You ordered the patooey on rice, right?
Fuck! Well, we gotta run the whole trial back. God damn it. It was where, wasn't it? Well, we can speedrun this. God, that sucks so bad. Alright. Here we go, speed through. That was like the end of the trial. I think I only had like 1 or 2 more prompts. The wire between makes sense about the where. So it's order of events. I feel like it has to do with the. I think it has to do with the where, simply because. It's hard to tell. I don't feel like it's order of events though. It would be. I don't know why she would lie about the order of events. Alright, so we got a solid like 5 minutes here to kill as we just skip through all this. God, it always grills my balls to lose a trial. We were doing so good too. If I didn't like fuck up like so many times here at the beginning, when like I was still trying to get like an idea of what they wanted from this. Because you really have to be careful on like what thread you go along. Alright, so let's see here. So we have to... Okay, wait, we have to ask about the one prior. Then she'll show the photo. Yeah. So, press on this. Edgeworth's car, and then she'll whip out the photo. Right? No, different one. I don't already have that evidence. Yeah. Alright, we're just gonna have to press on everything again. I could have swore that that was the one she gives the photo on. Okay, let's try pressing on this. Maybe this will give it. Okay, do we have to press on everything? Maybe that's the case. I'll just press on everything until we get the photo. I think that's what I did last time. Okay. Edgeworth's car. Okay, now we get it. Nice. Now we just gotta get through this. Alright. Now we present this piece of evidence. Alright. Just object, like we always do. Here's plan, rubber goes, prove it. Alright, and then we present the knife. There we go. Alright. Should be able to get back to where we were not too long from now, because the next piece of evidence we have to provide is the autopsy report, I believe, to counteract her saying the multiple stab wounds. And to think I was doing so damn good too is the thing. Come on, come on, come on. Okay. So it's the fourth right here. So present autopsy report. Okay. Alright, so now we have one more piece I think I have to provide, and then we, Alright. So now we just go back to this. She wasn't wearing a muffler. Or a scarf, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Okay, apprehending the suspects. Let's see here. Okay, this is the one where we provide the map, because we say you couldn't have seen that. Okay. So we're basically caught up now. Press. I just gotta get her to say that she saw it. Here we go. Now we're good. Here we go. Alright. And back to it. So now we just gotta get to the point where we have to make our decision. Alright. That was probably actually more than 5 minutes, unfortunately, but you know. Can't speed up a trial any faster than we already are. Witness lied about... Alright, so let's think of the merits here. Where she saw it, I feel like it has to do with what she's been talking about with her boyfriend in the security office. That would have given her a clear line of sight on her trying to use the phone. Order of events... No, I think that's the order of events. Let's go to where she saw it. Miss Skye tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about it.
Pointless to lie. I see.
Try the where, because they did specifically point out PDF. Yeah. Hey, baby, Asengirl. I think that's how you pronounce your name. Hope you're having a good night. But say the witness did actually see Miss Skye using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location.
A different location. Now that's a pointless lie if I've ever heard one.
Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me try it.
Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime?
The testimony we've heard up until now points in one direction. The place where she witnessed it was here. This is the only place where she could have been.
The security guard room? Indeed, the security room is in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from here. But why there? There are many other places she could have seen the phone.
Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness not being part of the prosecutor's office couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime in the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr?
How many years have I been getting the better of men to think that the tables could be turned? Today's man has gotten the better of Angel Starr.
Order! Order! Witness! What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better.
I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished, and I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails.
The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Skye?
Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? It doesn't make sense.
Huh?
She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything.
Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands.
It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason.
So tell us what a reason was, Mr. Wright.
Huh? Me?
Who else?
Mr. Wright, let's review what we know.
Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. She lied and said she saw it from B block. Must make a vital difference. What? What would it change? Angle of view to the crime. Why, the angle at which she saw the crime occur would change.
The angle? What do you mean?
Well, the security guard station is on the second floor, and, she would have sort of had more of a 3D view of the crime.
And this is important. Why? Perhaps you'd like to reconsider, Mr. Wright.
I would have swore that the partition would have thrown off her view of it. Oh well. I guess it would make sense that the security should be able to see over that. Difference in lighting wouldn't matter, I don't think. Yeah, I feel like it has to be distance. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime.
My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station was about 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see.
What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Skye?
Well, witness?
Yes?
You ordered the squid wheels, right?
Quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible.
And I was bringing a PBJ with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend.
Boysenberry for the boyfriend.
He wasn't in the station, so I waited. And I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running to the scene. But the door was locked, and I couldn't open it. And that's why I had to go through the visitors' parking and B lots.
That's quite a detour.
It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime.
5 minutes? This changes things considerably.
But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it, and I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork.
You have a point. The spork is a wonderful invention.
Would you like another caviar lunch?
Absolutely.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something.
Have any evidence to stop this? I feel like I do. Raise an objection. 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could make a pasta in that amount of time, if you like it al dente.
And I've got lunch boxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie.
5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor?
Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone.
But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Miss Skye dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable.
Yeah.
Well then, seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant, and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go?
Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright.
That was too close. You're telling me, right? It's not like we actually fucked up the trial and lost.
I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. With that, court is adjourned.
Oh boy. God damn it, Edgeworth. What do you want?
Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right?
That's the one she tried to foist off on me.
I prefer to not take the defense's team's leftovers. Anything else to say?
I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence.
What was that?
Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes?
My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr.
Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox?
Woohoo! A triple-decker! Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence.
Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed.
What's she gonna pull out of her lunchbox this time? Alright, go ahead. Lay it out for us.
I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One was of course the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Skye. The shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. Proves fucking what?
What? There's blood found on that shoe.
Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence?
Simple, as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. And that's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself.
And you had blood tests performed.
Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics.
In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence.
What?
You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, the shoes are legal evidence, at least for the time being.
Is that right, Mr. Wright?
Seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating.
Not so fast, Miss Edgeworth. And don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. And as you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Miss Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright?
Seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen.
You could at least study some evidence law. Really?
Prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you've yet another count against you, witness.
Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged.
Alright.
Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Oh, brother. How much shit are you gonna pull out of that fucking lunchbox to play with my fucking emotions? Why did you lie about those 5 minutes?
I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results.
The results?
How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing.
Then why didn't you just tell the truth?
Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsifies evidence, arrange testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book.
This when the suspect is admitting she did it?
But false testimony is the most despicable crime of all this. Let's just get this over with.
And you found the shoe at the scene of the crime?
I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive.
So, like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe.
I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe was my secret weapon if that would happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen.
I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag. Really.
In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next.
So you brought it to the forensics department.
If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert.
She got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective.
The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it.
Well, the man was stabbed after all.
That blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman.
And as I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe.
You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test.
You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie?
Huh?
Well, speak up.
Well, blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test a murder was committed in cold blood.
That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright.
Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there, which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear.
That's pretty specific.
If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results, but they said that's a very little doubt it could be anyone but Miss Lana Skies.
So the suspect's blood was found in the victim's shoe. That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman.
I was afraid he was going to say that. Can't be. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight.
You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with the shoe?
Problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? There's a problem. If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction.
That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence.
Huh. That is odd. Why would it be on the bottom of the shoe? Spattered on top, sure. But this would insinuate he was standing. I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of the shoe.
Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe.
Ignoring the clear threat, Miss Skye, indeed there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about the blood on the bottom of the shoe?
Yeah, I'm thinking the crime photo. Simply because there's... How would it be on the bottom of the shoe? There's no blood right there. You can see it clearly in the photo. The problem lies in the footprints.
The footprint?
Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe.
This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints.
Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort.
Order! 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 Well, witness?
What? Great going, Mr. Wright. But it's true that the lack of a footprint is contradictory. But then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint.
Oh,
That's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Think, Mr. Wright, think.
hey, I don't know why it's not there. Just good at finding contradictions.
What?
I see. Now I get it.
Get what?
Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end.
Not the scene of the crime code picture 3 from earlier? Yeah, possibly.
But she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony.
What are you talking about?
Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspects.
Flashback.
I thought that was a strange thing for a normally cool-headed chief to do.
No kidding.
Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty?
No, that, I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory.
Witness, well, was the oil drum empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
Water? What does that mean? They're gonna say that the blood was washed away?
Still don't get it, Mr. Wright. Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Aha! You don't mean... Yes. The suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason only. To erase the bloodstains that would have become evidence against her.
What?
That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty. Erasing evidence.
That reminds me. Skye's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him?
So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe?
Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
But Mr. Wright, do something, please.
What? What can I do? Your sister's confessed to the crime. She tried to conceal it.
What?
Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well.
But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water.
The court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Skye.
Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox, a lunchbox called evidence.
Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else. The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court.
Your threats don't scare the cough up, Queen. Look at this.
A photograph.
I had it in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim.
I see no room for error in this evidence.
Mr. Wright, wait! Look at the asphalt in this photo.
Hey, it's clearly wet.
Erasing the last trait of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all.
It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. Sorry, Mia.
Right, wet or not, don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt, take another good look. Don't give up, not until the bitter end.
This is the last piece of evidence.
Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Objection! Your Honor, wait.
What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait?
No, it can't. It'll be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we get. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration.
So, right. Are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence?
Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this.
I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem with this photograph.
What's this? The problem in this photograph is here.
What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, you just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. Judge, you cannot be this daft, can you? A muffler is also part on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see. I see. What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler?
So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not gonna be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony.
What?
Let's see what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth on the muffler is related to this case.
Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court.
Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. And that's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler? Ah! Ugh.
Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is of vital evidence. I have shot her with my fucking defense attorney powers. Mind beam.
Well, seems we'll have to suspend the proceedings.
Sus?
I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any questions unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once, and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed?
I suppose so.
Whew. That was close. But you made it. At least for now.
The court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime, after all.
He's still hungry? To be continued. Dong dong. Wow, that trial really kicked my ass. I gotta be honest about that. Trial ladder. So is this trial not done yet then? Hold up. Because it would say day 2 investigation. Oh boy. February 19, and fuck it. If this, I at least want to finish day 2 trial.
Mr. Wright?
Huh? What?
Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake, about to reach the surface. But no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there.
Pretty much, yeah. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So, what happened to your sister anyway?
Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers.
Always something to do with that piece of cloth.
So, this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny insignificant piece of cloth.
I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell you the truth. Hola, partner. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least.
Officer Marshall!
Thought I'd come take a look, see how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. Not hard to slip out, huh? What is going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you get enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You'd be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example.
Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf.
You don't say. Don't that just beat it all?
I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time.
I saw it that day, too. She was wearing a red muffler.
What?
At the award ceremony that afternoon. Edgeworth has seen it, too, I'd reckon.
Well, what does that mean? A photograph taken at the scene of the crime. She wasn't wearing a scarf.
So Miss Starr wasn't mistaken.
Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. Sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this.
So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright?
If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Woo-wee!
Alright. Back to the scene. The scene where we will be getting our fucking asses blasted.
I'd like to resume?
What's up? Judge keeps looking over at the prosecution.
Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. Furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. Doubled over, your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen.
I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth.
Well then, I believe it is time we continued on this trial. During our recess, I requested the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable. Seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself.
Excuse me. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
And who might you be? What's with this guy? Strange stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom.
Hey, the temperature was 5.7 degrees when that man came in.
I'm assuming he's a detective. What on earth is he?
Ah, it's you.
Okay, now I gotta figure out a voice for this guy.
Oh, hey. Sorry I'm late, Edgy. The roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, Edgy. How's you been? Swim much these days?
Oh, hello. Hello. No, I've been so busy.
Busy, smizzy, Edgy. My boy. You have to make time to relax.
Yes, indeed.
Pudgy seems to be his nickname for the judge.
I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you?
So you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks. So sorry about our little worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime, Charlie.
The little worthy.
Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police?
Chief of police?
He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district.
That's you.
Name's Gant, Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone.
So, to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came into this courtroom, hasn't it?
Well, it's worthy here. Look at that poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this.
Hey, that's
My sister's muffler.
So Miss Starr wasn't just seeing things. The crime occurred, Miss Skye really was wearing that muffler.
But to think that this was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. On Little Worthy's car, no less. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us.
What's this?
It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this.
Chief,
What kind of outfit are you running?
Mr. Edgeworth.
How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job?
Now, wait a minute, Worthy.
I've no desire to hear your excuses.
I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document, where it says, person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature here. Miles Edgeworth?
That's not fair. The day of the crime, I had...
Your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology.
What? Are you serious?
Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean this mess that you made.
This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words.
This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Gah.
The court accepts this new evidence, but I'd like to ask the defense a favor first.
Yes?
Just to be sure. I'd like to take a look at that blade of this knife.
Blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not.
open it for me, I wonder?
Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and...
If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I won't be able to pound my gavel anymore.
Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore.
Come on, just hurry up and open it.
Right. Okay.
And there's a small tag on this knife.
Seems to say SL92. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Well, it's something similar. Deal 6 of Deal 6 incident fame.
But it's strange.
Huh? What is?
I'm not certain, but I get the feeling I've seen this somewhere before. Letters like this, or letters look a lot like this somehow.
Yeah, we actually did. It's the memo that was left behind. So interestingly, what's going on here with the smudge marks? Okay, well, let's go ahead and pop this open.
What? Don't scare me like that.
I'm the one who's scared.
Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off.
The dark red stain. Blood? Found at the crime scene wrapped in the defendant's muffler. Small tag attached.
This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself.
I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police? And this knife?
Sure thing. Not a problem, not even a little one, really. Alright. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it.
There was a murder at the police department. A detective.
That's hush-hush information, Nudgy. We haven't exactly announced it yet.
Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office.
Order, order, order!
Anyway, we at the department were a little all flustered. As you might well assume, we're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay?
I think we understand the police department's situation. Well, Mr. Wright?
2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. Chances of that are really slim. Scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness.
Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand.
Excuse me, special? Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, Righto, but I can't say that now. Not that.
We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime?
That's quite a mystery.
And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something... the muffler. This knife was found on the scene of our crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you think? You see, there's a lot of things that can go into the department that I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Righto. Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine that knife while we can, Righto. Evidence that linked this knife to Detective Goodman.
Perhaps the pieces are falling into place. Sharp presenting the piece of evidence that's had me stumped all this time. So, how are things done at the department?
That was a bad day for the department. Something happened at the police department too, huh? You got a good look in your eyes there, righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry.
So, something did happen. And why wasn't I informed?
Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand. You were busy, what with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Haji?
I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect?
Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact.
Just arrested? That was quick.
But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, righto?
I suppose I could help. If you help me by giving me data on your case.
Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only.
Well, how's the detective killed?
How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we in the force call a stabbing with a knife.
A knife?
That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman.
That's the spirit. We're cooking now.
But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same.
What do you mean?
There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death.
Seems like I'm gonna have to press this a bit harder. Five 5:15. But that's when Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office.
What? Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances?
Coincidence?
This is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001 chance of that happening.
Chief Gant, please tell us more about the incident. How can you say there's no connection?
How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, righto. You understand.
Try to understand, righto.
Well, if you can prove there's a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties the two murders together.
Whatever it is, I better find it and get to the bottom of this. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15. One at the prosecutor's office, and one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence.
And that knife? What was it doing there?
Better check this knife out. Okay. So we have this 7S 12-2. So let me check this real quick. So we have SL92. Alright, let's present this.
Wait a second. Ah, at last! An honest to goodness objection.
This knife says to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean?
Aha! An honest to goodness, what do you mean from Mudgy? This is great.
Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92.
That is important. Why?
Over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim.
What's this? 6 minus 7S 12-2? 12/2, sorry.
Your Honor, it's upside down. side.
The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up.
But turn it around, what do you get? Ah. Aha!
Yep, I knew that 100%. I totally didn't just put that out there because, you know.
Oh, fuck.
Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down.
So odd. That's the same thing that is written on the knife's tag. Order! Order! Well, Chief?
Ah, well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, righto.
I win?
What game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room.
So this knife, stolen?
Yes, but on the day of the murder.
It was evidence, you say. Was it in fact a murder weapon?
Nice, nice, nice. Good show, little worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved.
So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder, and it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there.
Alright, well, we've tied Goodman and the knife together here. So, can I link it by using the knife? Your Honor, that statement contradicts the evidence. Damn it. I mean, we basically tied it together now. That's the thing. Okay, maybe I can present this. I'm on the wrong... Yeah, I'm on the wrong thread right here. Alright. I need to hop off that. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. If it's evidence... Can I investigate the blood, perhaps? Well... Pearson, right hand was banished. She must have cut herself at the time of the crime. Where do we go with this is the question. Something with the police department too. I've heard all this. Anything new on this? I was gonna say they have a suspect they just arrested. What's the victim found?
Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Wait a second. I have heard of that.
The evidence room? Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now?
Okay, here we go. We had to press on this.
There's the connection between the two cases.
You seem happy, Mr. Wright.
Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. The link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven.
Heh, you don't say. Well, out with it, Righto. What's your connection?
Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright.
The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife was found in the lot was stolen. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room.
Not to mention the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag.
We also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room.
Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence.
You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all.
Can we get the information unofficially?
Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What? Really?
Who would have guessed?
If you're gonna tell us a little, why not tell us everything?
Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly.
Oh well. Guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. The victim's ID number, please. Okay. How about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name, after all. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 5842189. Huh. Huh. 5, 8, 4, 2, 1, 8, 9. Ruh-roh, something's a little stinky here. Something smells.
Well, that's quite long.
And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts.
82. I can't do it.
You didn't even get the first number right.
Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything?
ID number of the victim at the police department. This tells me something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think.
Meaning?
Has to be what I think it is.
What does this mean?
Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something? What does it tell you?
Witness.
What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night.
No, it's just, I got confused.
This is news?
Huh?
Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do.
Police department. The prosecutor's office. 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here.
Oh, is it yours?
No, Your Honor. I'm a defense attorney. Remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Righto. Personnel IDs are top secrets. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189.
And this means what exactly?
Huh?
Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82. I forgot.
You didn't even get the first number right. Again! The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189. You got that, Judge? We good?
Wait a second, Wright. What is this?
Mean? That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh, sharp as attack, Righto. Sharp as attack.
Wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot.
Yet a detective, Bruce Goodman, was also killed at the police department. In the evidence room at the exact same time.
That's impossible. So what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time, in a completely different location.
Unfortunately, yes, that is what we're saying.
Order! Chief, what does this mean?
No, what I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case.
Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered.
Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case.
Wait.
I said wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight The grave error? Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours.
What? How dare?
We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news.
Officer Meekins?
Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait, aha!
Excuse me, but is this Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir.
You don't mean him?
According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe.
But your officer, he told me. He said the report had nothing to do with the Lana Skye incident.
Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police station department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report.
Why didn't your officer tell me?
Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged.
In any case, this is a serious error. A gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy.
But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then I...
Hey, wake up, Gant. Gant?
No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say unworthy.
What?
Now, what was the second rule of evidence law,
Well, Mr. Wright?
Huh?
Oh, well, it's, Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial.
And how is this rule relevant?
Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in the court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list.
So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court.
The connection was just proven by Raito over here. Good job, Raito, my boy.
Huh? I'm just doing my job.
No. No!
It seems you have to come to the end of this trial.
I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy. What with all those rumors? You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December.
I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one more day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it's the last thing I do.
You'd better get the results this time. Really.
You have my profound apologies, sir.
Poor Edgeworth.
I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Would that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned.
Whew. Well, that second run went a little better, although it wasn't as long of a testimony. We just kind of had to follow the breadcrumbs, as it were. Let's go ahead and just rotate to the top here. Actually, no. That's final day. Okay. So, right here. So, we're on day 2 investigation now. Alright. That's tend to be how I usually like to leave it with these streams. An investigation and a trial. That should keep us, for the most part, tided over. I don't know how many more. We might be able to wrap this one up next stream. If not that, then... Because I don't know how long this is going to take me. The walkthrough took 7 hours. And of course, I'm pissing about way more than the walkthrough will be. So, hopefully we can finish it next stream. But we'll have to see. For now, that's going to do it. Next stream that I've been prattling on about is, of course, going to be Thursday, 10:30 p.m. EST, as usual.
good chance we come up and we just try to finish up this trial. If not, well, I'll probably be doing something else, as you would assume. Until then, anybody who's still sticking around, thanks for sticking around, I guess. I mean, it's kind of, can't say much else than that. I appreciate all viewers. I hope you have a good rest of your day, night, evening, whatever time it is for you. And I'll be hoping to see you at the next stream. But until then, make sure you take care of yourself. Goodbye.